What's up guys, it's MMA Matt here, and in today's video, I'll be providing my predictions for UFC Fight Night Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. This UFC Fight Night will be taking place in Tampa, Florida on December 14th, and this will be the last UFC fight card for 2024. Before I share my predictions, I just want to say that for UFC 310, I did really good for my prediction rate. I believe I got 12 out of 14 predictions correct, which is a 85% prediction rate, and I think that is a pretty solid prediction rate for that card. So without further ado, let's get into the predictions for UFC Fight Night Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. As usual, for the UFC Fight Night cards, I'm just going to give a quick overview of my picks. I'm not going to go into as much detail like I do for the actual pay-per-views. So, starting with the early prelims, the card opener is between Piera Rodriguez versus Josefine Nunston. And for this fight, I am picking Josefine Nunston to win by a decision. Next fight on the card is between Davy Grant versus Ramon Tavares, and I'll be picking Ramon Tavares to win by either a decision or a TKO. Next fight is between Miranda Maverick versus Jamie Lynn Horth, and I'll be picking Miranda Maverick to win by a decision. Next fight is between Miles Johns versus Felipe Lima, and I'll be picking Felipe Lima to win by a submission. Next fight is a featherweight bout between Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla, and I'll be picking Sean Woodson to win by a decision. Next fight is between Drakkar Klose versus João Alvarez, and I'll be picking João Alvarez to win by a knockout. Next fight on the card is between Michael Johnson versus Otman Azaitar, and I'll be picking Michael Johnson to win by a TKO. Next fight on the card is between Navajo Sterling versus Tuco Tucos, and I'll be picking Navajo Sterling by TKO. Next fight is between Adrian Yanez versus Daniel Marcos, and I'll be picking Daniel Marcos to win by decision. Next fight is between Dustin Jacoby versus Vitor Petrino, and I'll be picking Vitor Petrino to win by a knockout. For the feature fight, we have a flyweight bout between Manel Kape versus Bruno Silva, and I'll be picking Manel Kape to win by a decision. For the co-main event, we have Cub Swanson versus Billy Quarantillo, and I'll be picking Cub Swanson to win by a decision. Headlining the fight card, we have the main event between Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley, and I'll be picking Joaquin Buckley to win by a knockout. When analyzing this fight, the reason why I am picking Joaquin Buckley to win by knockout is because my main reason is just the size difference. I think that Colby Covington, he's not small for the welterweight division, but a lot of the ranked welterweights, they are way bigger than Colby Covington. Joaquin Buckley, there is obviously a huge physical advantage that he has in this fight. Like, remember, Joaquin Buckley, he used to fight in the middleweight division, so he still has that middleweight musculature and frame that he's bringing into this fight. And I believe that is going to translate to the wrestling. I think that Joaquin Buckley is going to be able to out-scramble Colby Covington. I think that Joaquin Buckley, he's going to be more stronger in the clinch. And I think that that physicality difference is going to make him be able to not manhandle Colby Covington, but just physically impose his will on the fight. And we've seen that when Joaquin Buckley, when he just gets really explosive in certain moments of the fight, that can lead to knockouts. He did the same thing to Wonder Boy. He TKO'd Luque on the ground. And I think that Joaquin Buckley, he's going to knock out Colby Covington because he has a lot of power in his strikes. And I think that is going to be enough to knock out Colby Covington, especially if Joaquin Buckley lands a clean strike. Like, I don't see Colby Covington win this fight by knockout either. If Colby Covington wins this fight, it'll have to be by either a decision or I can maybe see a submission, but let's be honest, Colby Covington, he rarely finishes his opponents unless they're like 40 years old. So that is my prediction, Joaquin Buckley by a second round TKO.